I'm Mark Swillen, Civil Discourse Now. It's January 18th, 2025. What happens if Trump is sworn into office? Realize the framers of the Constitution did not want a dictatorship. That's pretty clear. If you read the Federalist, and that's one of the official documents that you can rely upon to construe different sections of the Constitution. Now, in Indiana, we have a would-be, well, he is a Christo-fascist, and it's Micah Beckwith. He doesn't know anything about the constitutional history. He tells people, don't read university scholars, they've got a secular bias. Well, he's got a bias, and it's towards Jesus. It's got a crew cut and wants to kill people, nearly as I can figure. But what happens if Trump takes office? Are people going to sit there and go, well, we didn't know he was going to be a dictator. That's really bad. We need to stop this. That's not going to really do anything. And the point is, we can't let that happen. There's a legal mechanism by which we can stop it. And that's the Constitution in conjunction with statutes that we have that provide for national emergencies, especially since this president-to-be and president was engaged in treason with the country that's engaged in a cyber invasion of us. They're wanting to destroy this country. And Trump's powers will be unfettered. Now, here are a couple of things to keep in mind. One, if he's in office, there'll be a national emergency similar to the Reichstag fire in Berlin shortly after Hitler made it in as chancellor. And shortly after Putin took office in 2000, there were supposedly attacks on apartment buildings around Moscow. Well, something like that will pop up where it's, I've got to be a dictator. We need that, and it will never end. Realize that President Biden would be acting in such a way that would be authoritarian. But my God, he's not going to say, I want to be a dictator for forever. And Trump really does. And we don't have a choice. Now, another part of this is, he really wasn't elected, not legally. He wasn't qualified. He couldn't hold that office, precluded by Amendment 14, Section 3, as are other office holders who helped in that insurrection. But furthermore, if he gets in office, he's going to open up the 2020 election and say, now we're going to toss out the people who were there and stole the election. And I'm going to tell you, no, you can't do that. It was a legit election. But he's not going to be constrained because he'll be a dictator. I don't know what the compromise is. In other words, the blackmail or extortion information the Russians have on Trump. People have said, well, it's some kind of P-tape or something. No, it's got to be a snuff film. That's my bet. But what's even more sickening and disgusting is that his son-in-law and daughter made tons of money while they were working in the White House. And his son-in-law even got $2 billion from the Saudis shortly after leaving the White House. Now, I didn't make this connection at the time because I was unaware that Trump's daughter had a photograph taken and she's behind Putin's desk. I'm sorry. Putin wants to humiliate people. He put on TV, had his people put on TV in Russia shortly after this last 2024 election, nude photos of Melania Trump. So I'm sitting there wondering what it was that Putin did to Ivanka Trump on that desk, because he really wants to humiliate everybody. If Trump's dictator will never get the country back, the last thing we want to do is hand it to him so he's got some dumbass with the nuclear codes who believes that Revelation is actually a book of prophecy and hits the buttons. That's where we are. Mark Small, Civil Discourse Now.